On Good Morning Maine, police are investigating a shooting that occurred on Friday in Norway, which appears to be a murder. Plus, an inmate that escaped from an assigned work site in Machias on Thursday is back in custody. And an addiction recovery and community center in Bangor will soon receive nearly $500,000 from the city to improve its operations. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Let's get the first check of the forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, Homeland Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, let's get things rolling out there. And again, we have dense fog advisories on a few spots this morning, mainly in the southwestern parts of the state, running until about 10 a.m. this morning. The fog, rather patchy in nature, but on top of that, we're watching for rain that'll be moving into. This aerial flood watch has been expanded to include the northwestern parts of Maine until 8 a.m. as we head towards Tuesday. Here's where the fog is at right now. Not too bad in our neck of the woods, maybe a little bit in a few spots like Washington County and other spots, but mainly a gust in areas to the south and west. Noticing some areas of dense fog developing there this morning. Otherwise, so we're looking pretty decent out there. Clouds moving in. Maybe a few showers on the way as the day progresses on. Nothing too ridiculous. Plenty of dry hours as well. We'll be watching the rain slowly moving in from the west to the east, as showers and thunderstorms will be on the way this week as well. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. So here we are. So we have all this rain that's off to the west right now, trying to track off towards the north and east. But again, more showers and storms on the way for us later on tonight, and also continuing into the daytime tomorrow. So future cast for today, just a few showers today, but by tonight, better chances for showers and thunderstorms move in, with some breaks on the way as we head towards a Tuesday. Hourly forecast moving forward, showing chances for a few showers, temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. The Maine Warden Dive Team recovered the body of a man from Hope who drowned while rescuing his children on Saturday on Seven Tree Pond at Air Park in Union. Our Grace Blanchard was in Union discussing with locals what we know about this tragic accident.
A resident from Hope, Maine was enjoying the afternoon with his family on Saturday when suddenly one of his daughters fell into deeper water at Seven Tree Pond, where the river enters the pond. His other daughter attempted to rescue her, but both were swept out by the currents. Henry Brooks, who was sitting at a picnic table watching his daughters, saw what occurred and jumped into the water to rescue them, followed by his 27-year-old son. According to officials from the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, the son was able to bring the daughters back to safety on a nearby dock. However, when he turned back, his father, Henry Brooks, was no longer visible.
His two daughters were struggling in the water out there in the current. The St. George River empties into Seven Tree Pond here at that location, and all the high rains we've had, high amount of rain, there's been a pretty swift current in there. It's actually pretty difficult to go kayaking up that river at the moment.
Locals say they have noticed the water levels are 2 feet higher than usual during this time of year, which could have impacted the intensity of the current. And although there have been some close calls, it's been years since an incident like this has occurred.
Yeah, it's a pretty sad thing, and I've lived here for many years in the town. Last time someone had the same here was actually about 40 years ago off the beach here. So it's very, very rare in this pond.
Officials say game wardens, Union Fire and Rescue, and Knox County Sheriff's Office were called to the scene, but were unable to locate Brooks. After 3 Maine Warden Service divers arrived, he was found at approximately 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, not far from the dock where his son brought the daughters to safety. According to officials, Brooks was taken to the Halls Funeral Home in Waldoboro, while his son and 2 daughters were taken to Penn Bay Medical Center, where they remained under observation on Saturday night. In Union, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Officers from the Norway Police Department found the body of a deceased man in the driveway of a home on Friday afternoon. According to the press release from the Department of Public Safety, on Friday around 12 p.m., the Norway Police Department received reports of a disturbance. Police say an unidentified caller reported that 61-year-old Andrew St. George of Norway may have killed his wife, 60-year-old Barbara St. George. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner has ruled Barbara's death a homicide. Andrew was taken to Stevens Memorial Hospital for minor injuries and was later arrested for the murder of his wife. Andrew is being held without bail at the Oxford County Jail while awaiting an initial court appearance at the Oxford Superior Court. Barbara's cause of death, has not been released at this time. An Aroostook County man appeared in court Friday after being accused of murder in the death of his girlfriend. Jamie Schnackenberg, who's seen walking into court with his lawyers, was arrested in late June and charged with murder in the death of 42-year-old Kimberly Hardy. According to prosecutors, court documents show associates of the defendant told investigating officers they heard him say he had killed Hardy by shooting her twice in the head. A state police spokesperson says the two lived together in their School Street home in Monticello. Hardy was reported missing by her mother on June 18th. Friday, lawyers faced off over whether Schnackenberg, who previously lived in Connecticut, should be allowed bail.
This court can take into consideration the nature of the charge and potential penalties that this defendant faces, from 25 years to potential life sentence, which certainly is an impetus to flee the area, especially with limited ties to the area.
After questioning by the police, was home for several days, in fact, surrendered himself to the police, has not shown any evidence that he intends to flee or made any attempt to flee.
The judge ordered Schnackenberg be held without bail. It's unclear when he will be in court again. An inmate at the Down East Correctional Facility who walked off a work site Thursday and later incited a police standoff is in custody once again. According to the Department of Corrections, inmate James Berube left his assigned work site at Maine Wild in Machias on Thursday afternoon. Berube was located at a residence in Pleasant Point at approximately 9:45 Thursday night and taken into custody following a 7-hour standoff with police. James Berube was serving a 12-year sentence with all but 5 years suspended for kidnapping, burglary, theft, arson, and eluding an officer. He's now being charged with escape and creating a police standoff. He has been transported to the Maine State Prison. Crews are trying to make a way out for a handful of families in Jay, cut off by recent storms. Rushing water blew out their driveways or their streets, stopping them from leaving. Mel Meyer has an update on the recovery efforts.
It's been a week since flash flooding tore through roads in Jay. Here on Sewell's Hill Road, residents are getting creative to get out of their own homes.
It didn't take long at all.
Courtney Ryder had just arrived home during last week's storm when her neighbor texted her asking if her driveway was all right. Within minutes, it wasn't.
It just started to pool up right here and then went around my culvert and made its own little ditch.
The destruction only got worse from there. Her car is up by her house, unable to get out. At first, she had to ask for rides.
This is actually my father's truck. My truck is still parked up at my house. I ended up having to borrow his truck for a few days so that way I could actually get to work and get back.
We're trying right now to get everyone access to their properties.
The town's manager hoped they would have that done by the end of the day. Other repairs could take weeks or months, so the town is working with a couple of area contractors.
We wouldn't be able to do it. It's just we don't have that in-house capability to manage all of this at the same time.
She says they're looking at upwards of $2 million in damage, and that's just the town's portion. There's also state roads.
It's all adding up very quickly.
Communities are tallying up these totals in the hopes of getting a federal disaster declaration. She says they have a good undesignated fund to pay for this.
You still have to front the money and then get reimbursed, so that will be another challenge.
In the face of a difficult situation, Lafreniere says staff have been incredible. Ryder feels the same about those who wanted to lend a helping hand, offering to bring her food or find a way out.
It's been really interesting, but I can't say enough about my great neighbors and how thankful I am for this community just to reach out and see what they could do to help.
Excuse me. The city of Portland says, excuse me. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or VZ location.
Make your waterfront even more fun and more functional than it already is with a Shoremaster premium dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond is the country's largest stocking Shoremaster dealer, with standing docks, rolling docks, floating docks, and boat lifts for any watercraft. Shoremaster's nearly limitless customization options make it easy to create the perfect dock system for your needs. Take your shoreline to the next level with Shoremaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
Bathfitter is a better way to remodel your tub. A custom-made, watertight fit and high-quality materials mean a beautiful tub and a great value. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Our roof got damaged during Hurricane Ida last August. We answered some questions on Angie. Next thing we knew, we were put in contact with our Angie Pro, and then that weekend they came out and we had a brand new roof.
Get started at Angie.com today.
You guys ready to mix it up? Yeah!
12 celebrities embarking on daring missions.
We did it! The crime scene kitchen is open.
Welcome to Beat Shazam.
We are under pressure. Don't forget the lyrics. It's back.
This is United Tastes of America. I'm looking for my next food star. On Fox.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Thanks for bearing with me. Had to take a quick break. Moving on now, the City of Portland says playground crews do a thorough clean of the Deering Oaks Ravine every morning and night. Still, parents are expressing concern at the number of needles that continue to turn up at the park. There have been more than a dozen reports to the city's website about needles found on the ground in Deering Oaks. A parent who found a needle Friday by the splash pad says the city must do more to protect children in their parks.
It looked like the tip was bent and it was stuck in the soil, but it was right around all the children, all the parents. My daughter almost stepped in it while I was trying to clean it up. It's absolutely terrifying. There's children with bare feet all over.
At present, there is one Sharps container at Deering Oaks. When asked for comment by our media partners, both the Portland Parks Department and the Portland Police said no one was available. The Bangor Area Recovery Network, also known as BARN, will be receiving $415,000 from the City of Bangor. This money comes from the city's $16.6 million COVID relief fund. 60 applications from local organizations and nonprofits were submitted to the city. From there, the Heart of Maine United Way evaluated and ranked each application based on who would benefit the most from the funding. The Bangor Area Recovery Network will be one of the first to receive the funding and will use the money towards building renovations, including electrical upgrades and solar panel installation.
We find we have to spend more on operational supplies. We have to spend more on our energy bills. And that gives us less money to really put towards the missions work and programmatic stuff we're doing. So it is important that these organizations get these monies.
The rest of the $16.6 million must be designated by the city by 2024 and spent by 2027. All right, well, let's move on now. Normally we'd have an ad break right now, but let's move on, if we can, to our next story. If 4th of July celebrations have turned your recycling bin into a black hole of cans and bottles, there's one way you can make some extra space. The Challenger Learning Center of Maine is collecting returnables to fulfill its mission of inspiring students in STEM learning. Funds from the drive will go towards children's space programs at the center, teaching kids about rockets, wind turbines, engineering, and more. This year, bottles are being collected at the Challenger Learning Center in Bangor, and organizers ask that you leave closed bags in the blue trailer in their parking lot. You can stop by the center to drop off your bottle and can donations anytime through August 31st. 20 single moms in Maine who have formerly experienced homelessness are getting an extra boost to help make ends meet. The Quality Housing Coalition says each month for a year, the mothers will receive $1,000 through the Project Home Trust. The coalition says it's the first direct cash assistance program in the state, and the moms will get 12 direct payments with no strings attached.
Being able to provide rent, pay for childcare, pay for the food, pay for a car repair, or even just transport it's just so hard for one person. Having that cash support for a period of 1 year could help you get stable at least until you're able to get on your feet and be able to provide for yourself and your children.
The Quality Housing Coalition says the moms are also given the opportunity to be part of the cohort where they get together to share meals, discuss resources, and meet with experts who can provide guidance, such as financial planning. If you're interested in investing in a mom, reach out to the coalition. A local store is closing after being part of the community for over 100 years. The Cozy Corner, formerly known as Bob's Cozy Corner, has been a staple in the Orrington community for several years. And according to the owner, it has been an operating business in some form or another for over 100 years. Owner Mike Labrie announced the closing on Facebook last week. Labrie says this comes after struggling to keep the location open due to financial and mental burdens following the COVID-19 pandemic and a fire in February of last year. The news has caused disappointment throughout the community.
We've been coming here for years, and it's just the place to get your meal on a weekend for sure.
It's very sad.
You bet.
And I hope that somebody steps in and buys it.
It's just sad because, I've been working for Mike since I've been working. Yeah, the customers have been upset that we're closing because the store has been open for a while, and since the fire, it's been busy because it's obviously newer and it looks newer and stuff.
The doors will be closing officially on July 16th as the town begins its Old Home Week celebration. For now, the business remains on the market. All right, the time now is 8:17. After the break, a state of emergency has been declared overnight in certain parts of the Northeast as catastrophic flooding hits New York. We'll have the details on this and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Maine is a one-of-a-kind beautiful state, and there's no better way to see it than from the air. Fletcher Mountain Aviation offers an aerial experience like no other, featuring seaplane flights where you will see the best views in Maine from the air and land on Maine's most beautiful lakes. An experience you will never forget, with views from the northern Maine woods, Moosehead Lake, and Katahdin regions. Come fly and see our beautiful state from the sky with Fletcher Mountain Aviation. Visit our website here or scan the QR code to book your flight today.
Who has the best kept secret in Penobscot County?
We do!
Welcome to Maple Lane Farms, a fifth-generation family farm that's committed to providing you with the best quality products. Our farm-raised local and sustainable meat is flash-frozen to lock in the freshness and natural flavors. Experience the top-notch quality of our meat that's naturally raised without any antibiotics or hormones. Get the best of both worlds, quality and affordability. Try Maple Lane Farms today, the candy store for the carnivore.
It's the Toyota Summer Savings Event, featuring SUVs from the longest-lasting brand, Toyota.
You've been waiting for a new Toyota, so now's the time, come and get it.
Right now, you could save up to $1,600 with affordable 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive RAV4. And every RAV4 comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more. The Toyota Summer Savings Event at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters.
So come and get it.
Toyota, let's go places.
I heard about you. You're that smart kid.
Young Sheldon, boy genius on Origin Story.
Yes, that's me.
A small-town boy.
Young man. Yes, you.
With supersonic hearing. Visionary vision.
Cheeky little Miwan, you know you don't belong there.
And a heightened sense of smell.
Ew. Put your shoes back on.
Young Sheldon, 5 times a week.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
You can't smell this.
Yes, I can.
Overnight, a state of emergency in parts of the Northeast due to catastrophic flooding. One official is comparing the damage north of New York City this morning to a war zone. ABC's Andrea Fujii has the latest.
This morning, new images of catastrophic flooding north of New York City along the Hudson River.
The water was literally just piling onto the road.
This family frantically tried to keep water out of their home in Orange County, where at least one death is attributed to the floods. A woman swept away by the fast-moving water.
There's some major flash flood, major washouts were all around where her house is, so I could definitely see where she was trying to get out to safety, but did not make it, got swept away, and unfortunately did not make it.
Oh my God! Please stop! Nearly 8 inches of rain triggered the flash flooding, seen here at the U.S. Military Academy, West Point. Authorities in the area said multiple water rescues were underway overnight as the National Weather Service urged people to seek higher ground.
Every road that I go on, either there's power lines down or there's trees down, it's flooded. I can't get home. That's why I flagged you guys down.
On the other side of the country, the Southwest is gearing up for a second consecutive week of 110-plus degree temperatures. Phoenix is expected to see highs of 115 degrees this week. Sweltering conditions are also expected to continue across South Florida, from Naples to Miami, where the feels-like temperature hit 109 over the weekend. Experts say climate change makes typical heat waves about 5 degrees warmer. And as the heat waves become more deadly, some advocates are now pushing for the federal government to update the law and require landlords to provide air conditioning, similar to the law that requires them to provide heat in the winter. In the meantime, the heat is driving up the cost of AC repairs, with some parts hard to find. Costs are up an estimated 25% in the last 3 years.
In the last 2 weeks, heat-related emergency room visits have nearly doubled in some states.
Governor Janet Mills and Maine's congressional delegation announced Friday that President Biden has approved the state of Maine's request for a major disaster declaration for 8 Maine counties impacted by a severe spring storm. Last month, Governor Mills requested that President Biden issue the declaration for Franklin, Kennebec, Knox, Lincoln, Oxford, Sagadahoc, Somerset, and Waldo counties for damage sustained by the storm on April 30th and May 1st. That storm caused more than $2 million in infrastructure damage. The disaster declaration unlocks federal assistance, including supplemental grants to state, local, and tribal governments, so communities can respond to and recover from major disasters. The disaster declaration also unlocks federal funding to help develop hazard mitigation plans and rebuild in a way that can lessen or prevent losses. Very timely, since things like that are going on in Jay right now, too, as we've seen. All right, the time now is 8:22. Let's get a full look at that forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, here we are. Advisories are posted in some parts of the state. This right here is a dense fog advisory being indicated for the southwestern parts of the state. That will last until about 10 a.m. later this morning. The aerial flood watch in the northwestern parts of the state has been expanded till about 8 a.m. Tuesday, which now includes the northwestern parts of the state as well. Where the fog is currently at, looks like parts of Washington County seeing a little bit of that this morning. Other spots by Waterville and areas to the south and west, and noticing some areas of dense fog as well. So either way, hit and miss fog. Just be careful out there if you do have to travel this morning until the fog goes away. But for now, we do have clouds tracking in from the south going toward the north. We'll be watching generally today for a few showers on the way. Plenty of dry hours as well for most of us. So in the western parts of the state, we'll be watching out for more showers and possibly a few rumbles of thunder as well. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. So area low pressure right about in here, tracking off towards the north and east. That'll give us chances for showers today and good opportunities for showers and thunderstorms tonight. Then that chance backs off as we head towards tomorrow. So futurecast for today, a few showers on the way with better opportunities for showers and thunderstorms overnight tonight. Maybe some heavy downpours with that too. As we head things off for you Tuesday, some dry hours, some showers, and a few rumbles of thunder. But we start to catch a little bit of a break as we head towards Tuesday night. Maybe a little bit of rain to the north, but very hit and miss, if even that at best. And then by Wednesday, looking pretty good. Here's the rain chances at least to midnight by later on tonight, though. And again, better opportunities to the west for rain now be on the way. And that's why those aerial flood watches are on or are posted, though, for the most part. But as we do push forward for the next several days, again, watching for maybe an inch or so of rain before we're all finished up. Heaviest opportunities to the west and not so much further off towards the east. And dew points remain high as well. You might be feeling that outside with dew points now being in the lower to middle 60s for the next several days. Possibly even some upper 60s on the way as we head towards your Friday. So we may need to watch for that. Average high temperature is 80 degrees, middle 70s today and tomorrow, upper 80s for your Wednesday, lower 80s for your Thursday, the remaining in the 70s Friday, Saturday, and also into your Sunday. So your forecast for today, middle 70s, mostly cloudy, some showers on the way. Plenty of dry hours as well with that east wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely. Areas of dense fog as well. Lows in the lower 60s. Southeast wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, middle 70s, mostly cloudy, a few thunderstorms on the way. That southeast wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. So a few showers today, some thunderstorms Tuesday. Also on the Wednesday, smaller chances for storms for your Thursday. Then we cool off a little bit into the 70s on Friday with another chance for storms on the way.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Here at the Eddington store, we have what you're craving. From Holton Dairy Farm products to our daily breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. Did I mention we have fresh cut meats? From hamburg to steaks and even fresh produce, we have what you're craving. And while you're here, don't forget your ice cream at the Dairy Bar and homemade whoopie pies. Are you low on fuel? We offer gas, diesel, and propane too. The Eddington store, for more than your average convenience store. We look forward to seeing you.
Pepper's Landing is the definition of authentic Maine dining. Named in honor of our grandfather, the primary focus at Pepper's Landing is offering a variety of fresh, locally harvested seafood to all. We take pride in our quality and selection, but it doesn't end with just seafood. We also offer delicious selections of burgers, pasta, steaks, and more. So stop in to any of our locations and see what Pepper's Landing is all about.
When it comes to the feud,
name a way a woman might say she likes her men and her cheese.
You either nail it,
sharp,
spicy, or fail it.
Full of adventure.
When you're at the grocery store, you want to find some adventurous cheese running around the dairy section.
Family Feud.
Where are you going? Stop all this adventure.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
A manhunt is underway in Cleveland after police responded to a mass shooting yesterday morning. Fox's Alexandria Hoff is in Washington with the latest on that and what lawmakers say is being done to address the rise in gun violence across the country.
Shooting in downtown Cleveland sent multiple people to the hospital Sunday after a gunman opened fire on a crowd of people before fleeing the scene and launching a citywide manhunt. According to police, at least one person is in serious condition.
I am sick and tired of getting these calls late at night.
In New York City, a separate shooting left an elderly man dead and 3 others injured Saturday after police say a man on a scooter went on a random shooting spree spanning multiple boroughs before he was taken into custody.
Our hearts go out to all the families affected by the senseless violence.
For some living in the neighborhood, they say the violence seems to be increasing lately.
Well, no, I get that.
You have to have your eyes well open, looking at all sides, because at any minute you could be hit by a stray bullet.
The back-to-back shootings are just the latest, making 2023 one of the most violent years on record. The Gun Violence Archive reports nearly 400 mass shootings have taken place so far this year, taking the lives of more than 22,000 Americans.
It's a very scary, that's all I can say. I mean, even
there's nothing I can do, probably.
Now, despite the number of shootings, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are voicing optimism that gun violence is decreasing in major U.S. cities and credit last year's passage of the bipartisan Safer Communities Act that called for enhanced background checks for buyers. In Washington, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
An airstrike in Sudan has left at least 22 people dead. The attack on Omdurman is one of the deadliest air attacks yet in the months-long struggle between warring generals, according to health authorities. The assault took place in the city near the nation's capital, Khartoum. It's unclear how many people were injured. Last month, an airstrike killed at least 17 people, including 5 children. In Khartoum, the violence coming as the country's military continues to fight for power against a paramilitary group. The conflict started back in mid-April and continues to rage on. In other news now, President Joe Biden is in Europe this morning, where he and fellow leaders of NATO nations are gearing up for a critical summit in Lithuania. As the president doubles down on his calls for Sweden to join the alliance, he says Russia's war in Ukraine must end before Ukraine can be added to the ranks. ABC's Justin Finch is following the latest from Washington.
High-level security across Lithuania's capital city, where President Joe Biden and more than 30 leaders of NATO nations are set for a decisive conference.
We will stand by Ukraine. We will provide support to Ukraine for as long as it takes.
NATO's Secretary General reiterating the alliance's support for Kyiv, though he and President Biden stopping short of considering Ukraine for immediate NATO membership.
I don't think there is unanimity in NATO about whether or not to bring Ukraine into the NATO family now.
On Capitol Hill, bipartisan agreement. House Foreign Affairs Committee Chair Michael McCall on CNN.
We cannot admit Ukraine into NATO immediately.
Senate Democrat Tim Kaine appearing on Fox News.
The focus right now should be helping Ukraine win this war.
Ukraine's President Zelensky saluting NATO's support.
We are talking about a clear signal, some concrete things in the direction of an invitation.
Amid Russia's war in Ukraine, nearby nations Finland and Sweden applied for NATO membership. Finland was approved, but Turkey and Hungary are holding up Sweden's admission, which requires unanimous NATO authorization. In a call with Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the White House says President Biden voiced his desire to see Sweden admitted to NATO as soon as possible. And Turkey's President Erdogan and Sweden's Prime Minister are set for a face-to-face meeting today with NATO's Secretary General. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Coming up on the second half of the newscast, a convoy of veterans set off from Bangor to head to Monson over the weekend to embark on a 100-mile, 10-day trek up Katahdin in order to raise money for other service members. We'll have this and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
It's the Midsummer Classic on Fox.
Man, is this going to be fun. Stars all over the field.
The world's biggest headliners, serving up their mammoth hits.
Holy sensational!
They're taking center stage for one incredible show.
It's gone!
The MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith, and today is Monday, July 10th, 2023. Where is the summer going? Oh my gosh. Today's also National Kitten Day. If you've been thinking about adopting, maybe this is your sign. The Bangor Humane Society has more than a handful of kittens up for adoption, as well as many other lovable cats who are in need of homes. I looked this morning just at Bangor Humane, and I think there's a handful of cats that are under 3 months old, and there's a lot more that are under 1 year old. So if you want a younger cat, there's plenty in Bangor, and make sure to check out other shelters as well. There's Hancock County SPCA, there's Old Town Animal Orphanage too. There's just so many in the area that have plenty of pets up for adoption. But also, this is also a great day to ask your peers, are you a cat person or a dog person? You can learn so much about a person from questions like those. Okay, now for some history. On this day, in 1890, Wyoming became the 44th state here in America, also becoming the first to give women the right to vote, decades before it on the federal level. In 1892, a few years later, the first concrete paved street was built in America, located in Bellefontaine, Ohio. In 1911, our state of Maine experienced record-breaking heat, for our state at least, at 105 degrees Fahrenheit in North Bridgeton. And I think the country's record was either a few years or a decade after. That was about 130. That was out of Death Valley in California, which makes sense. So about a 20-30 degree difference, thankfully. In 1938, Howard Hughes flew around the world in 91 hours. And in 1978, World News Tonight premiered on ABC 7, or just ABC, not this channel, with Max Robinson as the first black news anchor on a network newscast in the United States. And for birthdays today, we have actress Sofia Vergara. She is 51 today. Singer and pop star Jessica Simpson is 43 today. And actress Phyllis Smith, known for her role in The Office, as well as plenty of other hilarious roles. She's wicked funny. She's 72 today. All right, moving on now. Let's check in with Devin Biggs to see what that rain is going to do in the next few days.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, let's get things rolling out there. And again, we have dense fog advisories on a few spots this morning, mainly in the southwestern parts of the state, running until about 10 a.m. this morning. The fog, rather patchy in nature, but on top of that, we're watching for rain that'll be moving into. This aerial flood watch has been expanded to include the northwestern parts of Maine until 8 a.m. as we head towards Tuesday. Here's where the fog is at right now. Not too bad in our neck of the woods, maybe a little bit in a few spots like Washington County and other spots, but mainly a gust in areas to the south and west. Noticing some areas of dense fog developing there this morning. Otherwise, so we're looking pretty decent out there. Clouds moving in. Maybe a few showers on the way as the day progresses on. Nothing too ridiculous. Plenty of dry hours as well. We'll be watching the rain slowly moving in from the west to the east, as showers and thunderstorms will be on the way this week as well. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. So here we are. So we have all this rain that's off toward the west right now, trying to track off towards the north and east. But again, more showers and storms on the way for us later on tonight, and also continuing into the daytime tomorrow. So future cast for today, just a few showers today, but by tonight, better chances for showers and thunderstorms move in, with some breaks on the way as we head towards a Tuesday. Hourly forecast moving forward, showing chances for a few showers, temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Well, motorcyclists and Jeeps took off on a special trek Saturday morning to honor Maine veterans. Wilderness Walk for Warriors, a group dedicated to helping veterans, held their 10th annual Support and Escort motorcycle ride, an initiative to acknowledge fallen veterans. The team set off on their rides in Bangor to start their journey to Monson, where they'll hike 100 miles in 10 days to Mount Katahdin to raise money for veterans and service members. Supporters came out to join in and bring attention to the cause.
It's raising awareness. The motto of Wilderness Walk for Warriors is assisting the living, honoring the deceased. It's to honor the memories, and these are all service members who are not with us anymore and Maine law enforcement who are not with us anymore.
The group plans to carry the flags of fallen service members throughout the 10-day hike. To support Maine veterans, visit the Wilderness Walk for Warriors Facebook page. 10 miles in 10 days. Wow, 100 miles in 10 days. That's a lot of time and miles. Okay, moving on now. Let's check in with sports right after the break.
buying a home is a big family experience. It is our dream home. Credit union is more like a partner, whether it's your home or whether it's in business. They're local, they're small, they want to take care of their customers just as much as they can. Pretty good feeling to have your local credit union backing you up.
Sonny's Par 3 and Driving Range, located in Winterport, is the perfect place to practice all aspects of your golf techniques. Owned and operated by professional golf instructor Sonny Reynolds, this Par 3 course will suit anyone's game. Sonny's features a Par 3 golf course, a driving range, and golf lessons are available too. It's easy to see why Sonny's Par 3 and Driving Range is the best kept secret in Winterport. We look forward to seeing you this season at Sonny's Par 3 and Driving Range.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
What's it going to take to stop this U.S. team?
We can steal their place.
It's quite simple, really. You train for 4 years in an AR simulations that mimics their every move.
Yeah.
Initializing crystal done.
What's it going to take to stop this U.S. team?
They're faster, slower, with style.
Good luck with that.
When we opened in 2018, our business plan was to grow quickly. We had 6 employees. 3 years later, over 50 employees. Being able to work with a credit union that believed in what we were trying to do has allowed us to grow so quickly.
Pictionary.
This is for the trip to
Toothberry.
Get this. Get this. You did it. You're going to Antigua.
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. For the second straight summer, a few Hamden Academy brothers are hitting the road for the 2023 Junior Gold National Bowling Championship. And this year, they're after more than just a midsummer trip.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll. We got 17 hours in the car, so it'll be a little bit, but we'll be ready.
Meet the Adams brothers. Connor, Ryan, and Alex, the trio from Hamden, are heading back to Bowling Nationals for the second consecutive summer as a group.
I mean, it's going to be pretty surreal. I'm going to bowl 16 games in 2 days, so just going to try to make it through the week. And, they're going to watch me. I'm going to help them once they get out there, and we're going to do a couple fun tournaments while we're out there as well.
The tournament is called the Junior Gold 2023 National Championships, located in Indianapolis, and the 3 are competing in the U20, U18, and U15 divisions. For Connor and Ryan, it's their 3rd straight year, and last summer, Ryan even cashed, winning a couple $100 in scholarship money based on his performance.
So there's this thing called Smart Account. It's a program through bowling where you earn money, scholarship money, as tournament prizes instead of taking cash. I went out there, I didn't expect much. I expected to finish towards the bottom again, but I kind of surprised myself. So this year I'm going back, probably going to take a little bit more serious, to be honest.
So now he's out for more, and so are the rest of them. Connor, a bowler for Cumberland University as a freshman, and Alex are all bowling to make a cut this year.
But now I want to make a cut. That's the goal this year. Just make the cut and get the job done.
There's just so many good bowlers out there, but having cash last year, I do hope, the goal is to get better every year. So I'm hoping to be able to cash again, hopefully maybe even make the first cut.
This time it's a business trip.
But it didn't always start like that.
When we first went out there, it was rough. We're averaging 150s. Now, if we don't shoot 200, we're mad at ourselves, which is pretty crazy to think. Before, if we shot 200, we'd freak right out.
So while it's a business trip, it's still family business.
It's going to be great. My mom's going to be going with us. Be a good time to spend with my brothers where I was away this past year for school. I miss them a lot.
But that doesn't stop them from getting those competitive juices flowing, too.
We're competitors. We all are very serious, whether it be baseball, basketball, even out here on these lanes. That's what we want to do, is just be the best we can, and this is the best opportunity we get for that.
Wishing them luck out there. We'll catch up with them when they get back. It's time for some basketball now. Down in Memphis, the Memphis Grizzlies introduced their new point guard, Marcus Smart, on Friday evening. Our first time hearing from him since the big trade. After spending 9 years with the Celtics and racking up 9 postseason appearances, Smart said it took a bit for him to process the trade, but now he's excited to get rolling with his new team, and the outpouring love from Boston fans after the news didn't come as a shock to him one bit.
The fan reaction in the city of Boston was exactly what I expected to be, and what anybody who's played in Boston would expect it to be. It's all love, you know, and they ride for the city hard, man, just like Memphis, right? So, you know, and that's how it should be. You're supposed to ride for your city like that.
Smart was a huge part of the Celtics teams of recent memory. He came in right after the KG and Pierce trade and really was here from the rebuilding years through now, where the Celtics now expect to compete for a title year in and year out. And he says after really growing up in the city, Boston is still his second home.
You know, I've been through some stuff, and it's all been in Boston, and Boston's my second home. So it's been tough, you know, and they're always going to have a place in my heart. And everything I accomplished, you know, I left everything I had wearing that jersey out on that court.
Sad to see him go. Excited to see what he does next. Let's move on to some baseball now. The MLB draft begins Sunday night and runs through Tuesday the 11th. There are 20 rounds, and ESPN just released their final rankings. From Marshwood High School in the University of Maine, Quinn McDaniel was ranked 152nd on the list of draft prospects. That puts him around the 5th round, so out of a 20-round draft, that's pretty early. We would hear his name called sometime on Monday. McDaniel was a 2-time first-team All-America East. He was a huge part of Maine's success these last 2 years, winning 2 regular season titles and a conference championship. He actually set the conference record for most walks in a single season last year with 60. He stole 32 bases with 16 homers, had a .352 average last spring as well. So, wishing him the best of luck. Round one will be broadcast on ESPN Sunday at 7. Round 2 moves to ESPN Plus and MLB Network, and rounds 3 through 10 can be seen Monday on MLB.com starting at 11 a.m. Still the time we have for sports. Be right back after the break.
It's the Toyota Summer Savings Event featuring trucks from the longest-lasting brand, Toyota.
You've been waiting for a new Toyota, so now's the time. Come and get it.
Right now, you could save up to $1,900 with affordable 3.99% financing on a four-wheel drive Tacoma. And every Tacoma comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more. The Toyota Summer Savings Event at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters.
So come and get it.
Toyota, let's go places.
Since 1950, Fairhaven Camps, located in Brooks, Maine, has provided quality Christian summer camping experiences to young people from Maine and beyond. At Fairhaven Camps, we empower youth from ages 6 through 17 to seek the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Fairhaven Camps offers day or overnight camps as well as horsemanship and wilderness camps. Fairhaven Camps is now hiring for summer staff and accepting registration for campers. To sign up, apply, or donate, please visit www.fairhavencamps.org or call us today.
Jim Small Engine, Snow's Corner Road, Arlington brings years of experience and a large parts inventory to make your engine as good as new. Lawnmowers, chainsaws, rototillers, wood splitters, generators, blowers, trimmers, and power washers will leave Jim Small Engines fully repaired, shiny clean, and ready to go. Jim Small Engines is an authorized dealer for these top brands and sells a wide array of used engines as well as new and used parts and accessories. Call Jim Small Engines at 825-3527. Check their website and like them on Facebook.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Local Maine artists took over downtown Bangor on Saturday. Our David Ledford hit the streets to see what unique items artists had to offer.
I think it's really awesome to see local artists having a time to shine.
The Downtown Bangor Sidewalk Art Festival returned Saturday, and this year organizers say it's bigger than ever. Approximately 75 vendors line the streets to sell their art in a variety of mediums: paintings, prints, jewelry, pottery, and more.
We like to see the people coming in and getting joy out of our products.
I bought a few prints so far. It's cool.
Organizers say it's important to bring back events like these to help local artists.
Creating artwork is often a solitary event, and you need environments where you can sell your art to people. And so creating these collaborative events where you bring people down and they get to experience the art of a lot of people, it really does help support the arts community in a very direct way.
With live demonstrations, music, and food vendors, some volunteers say they're hoping to bring in more tourists to the city.
It's important because it may bring more people to downtown Bangor. But downtown Bangor is so pretty, and it's a great walking city. It's just fun. It's festive, which is something that we all need right now.
Some artists say the event has helped them make connections.
Gets me a little bit more known in the community. I'm still fairly new to the area. I'm originally from New Hampshire, so this gives me an opportunity to meet the local people and other artists, and maybe get some collaboration ideas.
Others say having a platform to share their work has meant a lot to them.
Art is pretty much all I want to do, so it's really nice and invigorating to see all the support.
Organizers say they're already planning for next year's festival. To learn more, visit downtownbangor.com. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
One of our staff members was there selling his wares as well. I wish I got to go. All right, here's meteorologist Evan Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, here we are. Advisories are posted in some parts of the state. This right here is a dense fog advisory being indicated for the southwestern parts of the state. That will last until about 10 a.m. later this morning. The aerial flood watch in the northwestern parts of the state has been expanded till about 8 a.m. Tuesday, which now includes the northwestern parts of the state as well. Where the fog is currently at, looks like parts of Washington County seeing a little bit of that this morning. Other spots by Waterville and areas to the south and west, noticing some areas of dense fog as well. So either way, hit and miss fog. Just be careful out there if you do have to travel this morning until the fog goes away. But for now, we do have clouds tracking in from the south going toward the north. We'll be watching generally today for a few showers on the way. Plenty of dry hours as well for most of us. So in the western parts of the state, we'll be watching out for more showers and possibly a few rumbles of thunder as well. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. So area low pressure right about in here, tracking off towards the north and east. That'll give us chances for showers today and good opportunities for showers and thunderstorms tonight. And then that chance backs off as we head towards tomorrow. So futurecast for today, a few showers on the way with better opportunities for showers and thunderstorms overnight tonight. Maybe some heavy downpours with that too. As we head things off for you Tuesday, some dry hours, some showers, and a few rumbles of thunder. But we start to catch a little bit of a break as we head towards Tuesday night. Maybe a little bit of rain to the north, but very hit and miss, if even that at best. And then by Wednesday, we're looking pretty good. Here's the rain chances at least to midnight by later on tonight, though. And again, better opportunities to the west for rain that will be on the way. And that's why those aerial flood watches are on or are posted, though, for the most part. But as we do push forward for the next several days, again, watching for maybe an inch or so of rain before we're all finished up. Heaviest opportunities to the west and not so much further off towards the east. And dew points remain high as well. You might be feeling that outside with dew points that'll be in the lower to middle 60s for the next several days. Possibly even some upper 60s on the way as we head towards your Friday. So we may need to watch for that. Average high temperature is 80 degrees, middle 70s today and tomorrow, upper 80s for you Wednesday, lower 80s for your Thursday, the remaining in the 70s Friday, Saturday, and also into your Sunday. So your forecast for today, middle 70s, mostly cloudy, some showers on the way. Plenty of dry hours as well with that east wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely. Areas of dense fog as well. Lows in the lower 60s. Southeast wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, middle 70s, mostly cloudy. A few thunderstorms on the way. That southeast wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. So a few showers today, some thunderstorms Tuesday. Also on the Wednesday, smaller chances for storms for your Thursday. Then we cool off a little bit into the 70s on Friday with another chance for storms on the way.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or VZ location.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
Bathfitter is a better way to remodel your tub. A custom-made, watertight fit and high-quality materials mean a beautiful tub and a great value. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Nicole specializes in electrolysis, which is the only FDA-proven method for permanent hair removal, from eyebrows to toes and everything in between. Let her take care of your unwanted hair. Call 949-3098 to book an appointment.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
25 words or less.
Small fridge. Mini fridge.
Yeah, that's right. Making a splash.
Blank, ball, pool, cannonball.
All summer long.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Well, your digital life and accounts are requiring more protections. That also means more chances of lockouts. Lots of online accounts now use two-factor authentications, which means presenting two ways of proof that you are you. But if you get locked out or forget where the codes are, security experts recommend putting codes on a Google account and access the codes with the Google Authenticator app on a different device. Security experts also suggest getting a new SIM card to transfer texts and calls to a new phone and to consider saving one-time use backup codes or a physical security key as your main authenticator. I know it's really annoying and it's hard for everybody. I struggle to remember. I have multiple different emails and many passwords, but really these things are just there to protect you. Personally, I write them all down on a piece of paper, my passwords and emails for stuff, so it's always good to have stuff written down. All right, in other news, nature may have a new source for providing painkillers, and they could be in your backyard or nearby park. Scientists at the University of Bath in England say they've found a way to make medicines like ibuprofen and acetaminophen from pine trees. Those painkillers are usually made from crude oil. But researchers say continuing to use crude oil is unsustainable due to expense, political instability, and rising CO2 emissions. Biorefinery processes using turpentine components from pine trees could make ibuprofen and acetaminophen. And the turpentine derivatives are sustainable, plant-based, and help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. If this starts happening, that could really change what Maine starts to export. Very interesting. All right, well, a lovable seal mammal gets a seal of approval from surfers. There's plenty of room and board on surfboards for Sammy, a baby seal. Sammy's been palling around with surfers at Tourmaline Surf Park in San Diego. Videographer Ed Hartel said he was routinely looking for surfers to photograph when he noticed Sammy randomly swimming up alongside surfers, then climbing up onto the nose of their boards and getting into a banana pose for riding fun with them.
Well, I was just doing my normal route, looking for surfers to film. And I saw him on a board and thought, oh, that's cool. A seal jumped up on a board. But what I noticed was he wasn't leaving the board. He was staying there. And then I left him alone, came back a little bit later and found him swimming to a different group of people to get on their boards.
Kind of reminiscent of Maine's Andre the seal. I love that story. Surfers are careful not to touch Sammy, and SeaWorld says despite the unusual behavior, he seems healthy and playful. They're like the puppies of the ocean, I guess. All right, finally now, police officers in Kentucky were sent on a wild pig chase. The Lexington Police Department shares body cam footage showing them chasing a suspect on foot last week. The suspect was a large pot-bellied pig, affectionately named Mr. Bacon Bits. Officer and neighbors all joined together in a hilarious attempt to apprehend the animal in order to keep it from running into the street and getting hurt. The pig's owners eventually showed up with a large dog crate, which they used to take Mr. Bacon Bits home. Wow, hopefully nobody got injured too bad. That looks like a bad spill. Okay, I'm glad they got him home. Thank you all for joining us. That's all for today. If you missed anything, please head to foxbangor.com. Stay tuned for 25 words or less. That's next on Fox 22. Have a